What's up, y'all? It's another episode of From the Point by your favorite point. Presented to you by Sprite. Obey your thirst. Obviously, I got my brother Winston with me again.
What up?
She's kind of far. We can't do the handshake.
A little far for a handshake, but how you doing, bro? You all right?
I'm good. You straight?
Yeah, man. We're back in Oklahoma, back in our home state, player. We're out here recording, first time.
Yeah. We have Prairie Studios, too. Like, this is a big-time studio place out here.
Yes, sir.
In Oklahoma.
Yes, sir. Shout out Prairie Surf, man. They're
fairly new, so it's
a
couple years.
Shout out Matt Payne and his team, man. They've done an amazing job with this facility.
Big time.
It's great, man. This sound stage is definitely the biggest sound stage we've ever recorded in.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. They've actually been shooting some super big productions here, so I'm excited for everybody to get to see those. Been the first time since we recorded since the end of the season. What you been up to, bro?
Oh, nothing much. I've been I was doing a little bit of AU coaching this last week with my little brother. They had a little tournament in Kansas City. I went out and watched him and his team play. So that was fun. Got to be around my family. Took my son and my daughter up there. So, or my daughter stayed back with her other grandparents. But I got to take my son up there, and it was fun. So, I mean, just spend some time with family right now.
Yeah, what's Coach Trae like? Like, you tough on the kids when you coaching them? You chilling?
I'm quiet. I'm chill. I let my dad. I'm not the head coach, so I'm like
your dad coaches
I'm the
team?
owner. Yeah, I'm just the owner, so I can't really go there and start just coaching. And if I ain't with the team every day, but like I'll throw in my 2 cents if I see something from a player or something here
for
and
sure.
there. So we put it in my mind.
Titus was excited to go.
Oh yeah, he loves basketball. It's crazy. He knows what to shoot and everything.
Have you started working on his game yet? Like dribbling?
He turns 2 June 2nd, so maybe when he's in his 2s, he'll start dribbling a little bit more. So it's good.
Yeah, for sure. It released on national television, but the Hawks did a cool rollout. Your recent Sprite Chill campaign just dropped as of recent. There were some billboards in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now, I don't really do the celebration. I've done it a couple times in my little men's league games.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you pop up and give like a cease and desist though, because
yeah, I mean we can't. It's so many people doing it. It's like it's hard to get. It's hard to get to everywhere
including
at once.
Mikal Bridges, right?
Yeah.
Did you pull up?
Yeah. See, look, I was there actually when Mikal did it. So it's cool. A lot of people do it. This commercial is really cool. Really thought out. Smart. I mean, a lot of people do it, so we can't be everywhere at once,
Right.
So, but we caught these 2 guys.
Yeah.
And made a really cool commercial out of it. So
yeah,
it's fun.
Real talk behind the scenes. The woman playing the Lord, I apologize, I don't know her name. She was she was so cold at her job, yo.
Oh yeah, she was killing it.
She turned it on so fast.
Yeah, we could do that in real life. I felt like we were in the moment doing it in real life.
Man, she was incredible. That was incredible. You also, congratulations on becoming the Hawks franchise leader of assists in a season. That was dope, man. What was like throughout the season? I mean, was that like a focal point for you this year? Like just continue to pass the ball better, or you just feel like you're the best passer in the league?
Nah, it's never really. I mean, it's always been a focal point for me. Is I feel like growing up as a point guard is like your job to get everybody involved. Like growing up, I wasn't always a point guard. I was a shooter on the wing. Like, I mean, I had some guys, that could get me the ball and stuff, and I was just a shooter. And then, I felt like when I became a point guard, I felt like I needed to still shoot and score, but I needed to get my teammates involved. So I've always, really focused on passing and getting everybody involved. So, that really wasn't a focal point going into the season, but a lot of people with the Hawks, even when on media day, I had a bunch of things like I guess they knew I was close or I was going to break the 3-pointers made ever in Hawks history, and then obviously the assist record. If I didn't get hurt, I probably would have broke it a long time ago and shattered the record. So I think it was really cool, obviously, and then going to All-Star break, Doc Rivers, who I passed, like, was joking with me the whole time.
Yeah.
First, like, right when he saw me, I was like, the first thing he brought up was, I hope you don't break this record this year. And it was crazy because coincidentally I get hurt and I had a chance maybe not to break it this year, but I mean I came back and did it. So
but you got it though. You got it. So we good. Like we keep it pushing. I actually misspoke. I said in a season it's actually franchise record just in general. So that's dope. I didn't correct myself. No.
I got you.
I just want to correct myself. But yeah, man, that's dope. That's a lot of assists. That's a lot of passes.
Yeah.
And ain't none of them been to me.
Yeah, man.
Maybe like
my high school assists, yeah.
Yeah.
Not this level. I'm sorry, brother.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You talked about your injury a little bit. You did come back. You did break the record, but you also came back to finish out the regular season and the play-in. What was that whole injury process like for you before? I know you had never really had surgery, especially while you've been in the NBA. Like, you really hadn't missed many games, one of the most consistent guys in the league. So how was that, and how was the process of coming back actually like, ramping up again mid-season?
Oh, I mean, it was a tough process. Obviously, like you said, like I don't think I had missed, I think, more than 4 games in a row before that. And so missing a couple months was nothing that I was used to. So, like, it was, like, tough for me to watch, like, and just be on the sidelines. Like, I'm so used to playing and in every city, like, so it was a tough process, like, and then not being able to do, like, like, I still can't necessarily make a full wide range motion of my hand, and, like, I'm still trying to work back and do some rehab stuff daily with rubber bands and certain things that help strengthen my hand again and make sure it gets back. So whenever I do start playing, it's 100% again. So
yeah,
it's still not fully healed, but I just felt like I needed it, and my teammates were wanting me to come back and play, and obviously we had some guys go down too. So just felt like I wanted to be there for my team and try to, if I could play, I was gonna play.
Yeah, I don't want to take, like, too much time, like, harping on, because you already did, like, exit interviews and stuff, but what were your thoughts as the season ended, like, about the whole team, about, like, where you guys are continuing ahead?
I mean, man, I think our season, it was tough. Just, I mean, I feel like a lot of injuries derailed a lot of our season, and really starting with, I mean, Kuz's block or attempt on Jaylen and him getting hurt there. Like, I think our season really went downhill from there, and I mean, it's part of it. I mean, I'm not saying that we're the first team that this ever has happened to, because it happens every year to a lot of teams, and but we were definitely one this year that got hit with that, and it's been unfortunate because we've had this a lot since I've been with the Hawks, and having 2 or 3 of your best guys or starters or guys that play a lot of minutes not available is tough. So, and you have to throw me in there this year, so I can't say too much about it, but it's not easy whenever you're playing, especially trying to win and play at the level that we've been before. It's not easy playing when guys are hurt, so it was tough. And I know this summer is going to be a lot of things happening, and a lot of decisions that they got to make, and we all just got to kind of wait and see and just play it out.
And do you feel like that was the reason you guys weren't able to find a consistent rhythm throughout the year? It's just like changes in lineups, this and that and the other. And I don't mean to, like, make it seem like you're making an excuse for the way the season did. That's not what this is. But just in terms of, like, consistency, what do you feel like was the biggest reason why you guys weren't able to find consistency this year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's why you can't find consistency on certain teams. It's not just us. On a lot of teams where there's guys that just are big pieces and big parts of teams that get injured and miss a week, miss 2 weeks, and you can lose 3, 4, 5 games out of a month or in 2 weeks of a span. It can really derail your team and your record. So, yeah, that can definitely be a reason why. But, I mean, that's, like you said, it's not an excuse for me. It's just a fact. That's just part of it. And we were one of those teams this year. Yeah,
for sure. I know on your exit interview you were quoted and said you were asked and you responded by saying, "I want to be here, quote unquote, in Atlanta, but I also want to win." Just wanted to give you, like, if you wanted to expand on that any further. I feel like people were probably reading a little bit too much into it as it is. It's like, you're a competitor, bro. Of course you want to win, but you love Atlanta. You want to be here. You want to continue to win here. So
yeah, I mean, no, I think it means what it means. Like, it's just everybody knows. Like, obviously, I want to be in Atlanta. When I was drafted, that's where I wanted to spend my whole career. And I mean, but at the same time, I want to win. So like, if we're not on the same page and all wanting to win right now, I mean, there's times teams want to take their time and be slow with winning or process, and it's just like I'm not there anymore. Like, I want to win. Like, and I've always been that way. So, and like I don't feel like I have very much time to waste, and so I just want to continue to play at a high level, and I feel like I can do that and play at a high level and win. So that's all I was really I mean, reiterating is I just want to win.
For sure. The playoffs are in full swing right now, and there are some series that are going on that I feel like are pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Obviously the Thunder swept the Pelicans.
Easy.
Yeah, I mean, from that young Oklahoma City team, which, by the way, happens to be the second youngest team in the league, just from, like, a basketball head perspective, like, what you think about their squad. I mean, I think, personally, they're, like, very dangerous. I think the way that they play together, their camaraderie, the way that they play as a unit, not any guy is not, trying to play outside their role. Like, I think they're really, really dangerous.
Yeah, but I think the most important one is, like, I mean, some of the most dangerous people are, like, the ones that have nothing to lose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're like at a spot where they have really nothing to lose. They've already beat expectations. They're one of the youngest teams in history to be in the position that they are. Like, I mean, they're a really tough team, a really good team. Don't get me wrong, but they're also playing for nothing to lose. So they're playing and having fun. You can tell, like, after games or interviews, like, that was kind of us. Like, when we went on our run, like, nobody really expected it but us. And I think you could tell that to them too. Like, a lot of people have been doubting them all year, and even early in the first round. I mean, I'm sure people won't doubt them very much longer, but I mean, they're kind of playing with, I mean, not a lot to lose, and they're just having fun. You can tell, and everybody knows their roles. That's important.
Like the Oklahoma City and New Orleans series, but really just kind of series across the West and the East. It feels like that most of these series are much more heavily emphasizing defense. A lot of low-scoring games, a lot of long possessions, all of that. Are you seeing the same thing? And if so, like, if you were in the game, like, how would you try and
that's
these
just
defenses?
Yeah, I mean, but I think that's just the playoffs in general. I think, like, every year, the playoffs are always, like, a little bit more and a lot more, like, obviously intense, but also lower scoring games, and defenses are more into the game, because obviously, like, people don't understand, we get like a notebook, like, of the team's plays that we're about to play. When you go into a series, you get, like, all their, from offense to defense to out of bounds and everything. And so by the time you get to game 2, 3, like, you know everything about them, they know everything about you, and it's hard to score. It's not as easy to score, obviously, as a regular season. So I mean, that's why games are always usually like this, and a little bit, I mean, a lot less scoring and more defense and very intense games.
Has anybody or any team in particular surprised you about how well they are playing defensively?
No, I mean, no team has really surprised me defensively. I think really it's gone out the way it's supposed to. I think the teams, even with the Bucks Pacers, like, no Giannis and no Dame, the Pacers should be favored in that right. series, and they're handling business, and who knows on what happens tonight, but I think it's going out the way it should be.
Yeah, and then somebody who had a really successful run, and then you're starting to see teams close out series, go 4-0, get sweeps that have the potential to go on a run. What is it about teams that makes them successful to eventually be able to go on a run? Is there anything in particular, or
like it's the camaraderie, it's the togetherness, it's like the little things that matter that teams do. I mean, obviously you got to have a little bit of luck and health on your side. I think any team and anybody will tell you that's been far. Like, you got to have a little bit of luck to go far, but I think also you got to have, like, guys who are just selfless and guys who can just play their roles and guys who just understand winning will take care of everything.
Yeah.
So when you have those type of traits in a team with players and guys and coaches, it makes everything easy.
Yeah, for sure. Jumping over to the LA Denver series, Denver closed that one out in 5. I think the series, it was what it was. I thought it was, good series for what it was worth, but this is going to be the first time since 2005 that we don't have a second round with Kevin Durant, Steph, or LeBron. Is this kind of the turning point of like a new era potentially taking over hoop? Like,
I mean, I guess you could say that. I mean, I don't really want to say that until they all gone. I mean, just to show my respect towards them and what they've done for the game before all of us have even got a chance to play. So, I mean, I don't want to say that and give them respect, and I'll wait till they're gone to say that the game and the era has changed. But I mean, obviously, you see how many talented guys are in the league and young guys. The last couple championships have been from Jokic and Giannis and even MVP. So it's like it's a lot of new guys taking over and things like that. But I mean, those guys are still here. Don't get it twisted. So
for sure, the Knicks and the Sixers play Game 5 tonight. Knicks are up 3-1. Back to our old ways of the fuck Trae Young chants, even even in different series. But man, how much real estate have you bought up in that fan
in
base?
New York?
Yeah, man.
Man, I got a lot, don't I? I got a lot of real estate up there.
That was a long time ago, bro, and that's still crazy.
No, this is last week.
No. I'm not talking about this video. I'm talking about when you
we
went up
played.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it was forever ago, it feels like. But I mean, that's what happens when you go in and you take over a city and you win and you don't let them go home victorious.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to start cheering on the guy that they're beating up all the time, or start saying F and B, go ahead. But they need to let it go.
And so what is Trae Young's official response to Knicks fans? I'd be like,
oh man, I'm chilling.
It's all love, baby.
Yeah, man, I got love for him. When I go to the city, I got love for him. I still hear it every now and then.
Yeah.
But it's all love this way.
It's all love, man.
I got my win.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson has had a really, really fantastic postseason. He's the first player in NBA history to record 85 points and 20 assists over a 2-game span. In Game 4, he dropped 47 and 10 on the road. Just as
hooping.
Yeah, just as kind of a fellow competitor, what would you say makes Jaylen so dangerous to guard?
Yeah.
I have my own take, but I would love to hear yours.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a guy that a lot of coaches like to tell players to play off 2 feet. They need to go watch him. He's the definition of playing off 2 feet.
Yeah.
And he's the most dangerous person off 2 feet, whether it's in the paint. I mean, when he gets a catch on the wing and he has his live dribble, he can do a lot of things. And he's just a smart player, and you can tell he's watched a lot of really good guards, small guards that, were well. And also wings. You can tell he works on his footwork and things like that. So he's a special player. I ain't going to lose the National Player of the Year in college to no scrubs. So.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm
I forgot
saying?
about that.
You
Yeah,
don't understand. Jalen's been hooping, so he's a good player.
Yeah, my answer was 2 feet. So you took my answer. 2 feet in balance. Every time he shoots, he's on balance. Every time it seems like he fades, he on balance. How you fade all the time on balance. But
man, that's a lot of work. You can tell he put in a lot of work with that.
Yeah, he's been really great this series. So Game 5 for that is tonight. I'm going to be interested to see how that series goes. One of the closer series that actually is my favorite series going on right now is the Clippers and the Mavs series. I think it seems like every game that's a dogfight. That's just, it could go either way. Kyrie's been phenomenal. James Harden is back to his old ways, hooping. Paul George, for what it's worth, these guys have been doing what they do. But from your perspective, why do you think this series is so evenly matched? Forget that it's a 4-5, But it just, I mean, I could see
Because
this
you
one
got-
legitimately going 7.
I mean,
easy.
you got superstars on both teams. Like, it's not like Luka and Kyrie are obviously who they are, and like they've been killing all year. Like, and that duo is crazy. And but then on the other side, even with Kawhi out, you still got James, who can be James, the old James at times, and he's been playing like that this series. And then you got Russ coming off the bench. You never know what type of game he's gonna have. And then obviously Paul George can play any night, and I mean he's gonna put up a show. So they've been winning without Kawhi this series, and so it's gonna be crazy to see what they do at home. I don't know what it's gonna be, because that's the thing. Also, like guys like Luka and Kai, like you play on the road, like you love that feeling. So
Yeah.
I mean they may go into LA tonight and win. So we'll see though.
Speaking of Luka and Kyrie, I think it's been even more interesting to see how they've held each other like incredibly accountable. Like for, you know, I know Luka had a really I would say viral press conference. Like, nah, man, this on me. Like I'm not doing a good job. I feel like I'm letting him down.
Yeah.
These are two very ball dominant guards. What is it about their game specifically that makes it work, I would say?
I mean, I think Kai lets. I think that's the people have a big misconception of Kyrie Irving, like a huge misconception of him. Like he's just a special person, special like player, obviously, but like his personality, like if you're around him, you could tell. Like I already know why it works, because he allows Luka to be Luka, and he doesn't have. I mean, he's older now. I mean, he just wants to win. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't want all the extra stuff that people probably think he wants and type of person he is or whatever. But I just think he's letting Luka be himself, and then also taking over when he needs to. Like he doesn't step in Luka's lane. He lets him be himself, and then he takes over when he needs to. And I think it's perfect. And I mean, they built a crazy team. I mean, around Luka and Kai, especially after the deadline, adding PJ and Gafford. Like that's an unreal team that they got now.
Lively's been amazing for them this year.
Yeah, like, I mean, drafting him was really good, but just their whole team is stacked. So
they've got a really good group.
They got a chance to beat the Clippers and go far.
They've got a really, really good group, I would say. Now, you said the word takeover, and I think that's interesting because as a fan, you don't really know what it's like, that feeling of like, man, every shot I'm shooting is going in. I'm getting by anybody. I'm doing what I want. From your perspective, like, how would you even describe like when you just in that mode and like you just know, man, I'm just firing on all cylinders. I'm cooking.
Man, I mean, like you can feel it. Like when you make two baskets in a row and you get a couple shots to go down, it's like, okay, like what worked, and then okay, go back to it.
Yeah.
You score again, then it's like, all right, y'all gonna switch it up or not? Y'all not? Okay, let me keep going to it. And then now I'm in a rhythm. So now everybody on the court, even my teammates, know I'm gonna shoot this next one, or at least try to be aggressive because I know everybody's gonna help, and then I can find, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when you taking over, in my eyes, it's not just scoring. Like I feel like I can score 3 baskets and then somebody help and I throw a lob and then timeout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's taking over too. Like,
yeah.
So I feel like that's the same way with like Luka. Like he can take over, and then Kai, in the role he's in right now, he just scores. Like he just gets buckets. They ain't worried about getting everybody involved. Like Kyrie, I mean, it's just when Luka's out, it may be a different way, but when he's in the game, he's dialed in on getting buckets and getting to it. So it works.
Yeah, there's a super famous LeBron quote that I always think of, just trying to put in perspective in my head, about it was I believe was it game 6 in Boston where he had like almost 40 in the first half. It was like, yeah, man, I was just out there, I was just trying shit. And I always just think of that quote as being like, dang, that's what it must really be like, especially on those stages.
Yeah.
Where like, man, anything I'm doing, cook him.
Yeah,
like,
man. It's like, man, there's been times I'm just like, I've shot the ball on a 3rd shot in a row or 4th shot, and I'm like, I just shot it. Like, just because I had hit the last 3, and I'm like, there ain't no way. Oh, shit.
Water.
That shit went in. And then I'm back going the other way. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's just certain zones you in, bro.
Interesting, too, you say, because I think, again, a lot the misconception is taking over is just about scoring. But like, I think it's about like dominate. Like, how can you just totally affect the game? Like you said, the lob, call a timeout. Now, totally shifted. Like, energy's totally shifted.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no, it's crazy because taking over is not easy. But I mean, when you have that ability and you have the moments, it's always fun.
That's special, man.
It's fun.
That's special. Just a little update on where the current playoff standings are. So in the East, the Celtics are up 3-1 on the Heat. The Knicks are up 3-1 on the Sixers. The Pacers are up 3-1 on the Bucks, and the Cavs are tied 2-2 with the Magic. Predictions? Who you think?
Finish it out.
And it doesn't. I'm not saying pick your finals pick, because
Okay.
we got a little
time.
competition between the fellas, of
Yeah.
who's gonna get the right. But just I'm talking about, let's say Western Conference picks. Who you think, or Eastern Conference picks? Who you think is gonna be in the finals in Eastern Conference?
In the finals in the Eastern Conference.
So Eastern Conference finals. So the last two teams.
I think if Boston's not there, it's the biggest disappointment. So I'm gonna put them there.
Okay.
And then, I mean, Knicks fans gonna love me, but for 2 seconds maybe I'll put them there. I think this is the year that anybody outside of Boston could have got in. And Knicks, obviously, they don't get a lot of credit, as much credit as they deserve too, with Leon Rose and I mean worldwide and them, what they did over there, like getting all those guys around Brunson with OG, and I mean it seemed like a Villanova squad for a second. Like,
Man,
if
for
you
real,
look quick,
Josh Hart.
Dante DiVincenzo. It's like they got a whole bunch of guys that connect with their best player, and it's gonna work. So I probably got them going against Boston.
Yeah, I think I had Giannis and Dame not miss time, if my pick was Celtics Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Now with them out, like I'm not sure about the Bucks anymore.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like you said, injuries happen. Team can kind of get hot, get cold really quick. So I might actually agree with you on this one. I think in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think it's gonna be Celtics Knicks.
Yeah, it's gonna be Celtics Knicks. Yeah,
because the Knicks look really good, man.
Yeah,
the Knicks look really good.
I wonder, you think they're gonna be saying "fuck Trae Young" in the conference finals?
Probably.
I am the last guy to really. Yeah,
probably.
We'll see.
Probably.
I don't know if they have the heart. I can't really hear them still, but we'll see.
I think so.
We'll
Why not? Why not? On the West, we have OKC just swept the Pelicans. The Nuggets have officially closed out the Lakers series 4-1. Timberwolves got them. We didn't even touch on the Timberwolves squad or the Timberwolves series. They swept the Suns 4-0, and then the Mavs Clippers are 2-2. Who you got in the West, bro, in the Western Conference Finals?
Man, this one's going to hurt. Man. Because I love what Ant's been doing. And, I mean, a fellow Georgia kid, Atlanta kid, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want him to hoop. Like, every time I see him, like, especially in the regular season, we only see him twice. So I tell him, like, just, especially this year, like, you know what to do when the playoffs come, and he knows. So, like, it's good to see what he's doing now. And
yeah, he's balling,
like,
bro.
even on our run, he was like, because we had the same agent in Omar, he was coming to our games in Atlanta when we were going on our conference run. So it's cool to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say I got Denver, and I got who do I got them playing? The Thunder.
Okay.
I got them playing OKC.
Yeah.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a good series. I don't know who's gonna win out of Dallas and the Clippers, so I can't really say yet.
Yeah.
But
this one I feel like is a lot more, like there could be a lot more room for.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
in the East, I mentioned the Knicks because you said two teams. So.
Yeah.
But I would have said
but it's still two teams. I think for me it's probably. I know I'm from Oklahoma, and I want to say the Thunder. I think there's something different about this Timberwolves team, though, bro. Yeah. I really do.
No,
I think
the Timberwolves team good. Man.
I think the Timberwolves are in the mix.
So you think it's the Timberwolves versus the Thunder?
I do actually. So let me. I misspoke. I should have said like Denver is an amazing team and like they're very well vetted and all that, but the Timberwolves are spooky, bro.
No,
they
for
are
sure.
spooky.
And with Jamal Murray maybe missing
Yeah.
time or like not being 100%,
exactly.
it can be a chance for
Exactly.
Minnesota. But
I just think like it's kind of clicking for the Wolves right now. Now, past then, no clue. Not going to comment, but no clue.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ant carries them all the way to the conference finals.
Because that
and to the
40
finals.
piece he had in Phoenix was nasty, bro.
Yeah, he was making his gold, and all of them looked like it was bad.
Speaking of favorite players, Ant has been like very outspoken on Kevin Durant being his favorite player. From your perspective, like who's one of your favorite players to watch right now, and what do you admire about their game so much?
Yeah, a lot of those guys. I love watching play. Obviously, I love what Ant's doing right now, and when you see them battle and going against each other, it's cool. Like, it's cool because he called them out too before the before the series.
Yeah,
it's like he knew what they was about to do to him.
Yeah.
So, that's the type of competitor he is and the confidence he has. So it's like, it's good to see it.
Yeah. So who is your favorite player?
Who's my favorite player? My favorite player all the time is Steve Nash.
I'm talking about somebody like you turn on the TV and like, man, I'm excited to watch.
Yeah. I'm always excited to watch Steph. Like, he's a guy who changed the game for players like me to come in and take over. So Steph is one of those guys, but Kai, every time Kai plays, there's a lot of guys that Luka and them guys are just certain guys that are playing right now in the playoffs are playing really well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love watching Kyrie Irving. He's great, man. He's great. Shifting a little bit to the NFL draft, that was this past week. The Falcons took Michael Penix Jr. at 8 overall. You had a tweet that said, "Man, he called though." You were quoting I believe either a fan's tweet or a Falcons tweet, but I know there was kind of like some mixed opinions on this pick. Yeah. But like, I feel like it's a solid pick.
Yeah,
like,
man. That boy cold. That's exactly how. It's crazy because throughout the season, I was gassing up Michael Penix with DJ in the locker room. Terry, but
right.
He went to Washington. DJ was talking about Washington all year, and I liked the quarterback. I had never heard about him until this year, so I messed with it, his game. So it was crazy to see he got picked. I wasn't really watching the draft, but I saw who the Falcons picked, and I didn't really read all the comments about everybody not liking it until after, but I saw a little bit about it, so I kind of laughed at it. That's why I put the laughing face emoji.
Yeah.
I see why y'all saying that, but he cold, so.
Yeah, so is Michael Penix, I guess it's MPJ technically, but Michael Penix, is he about to be added to that, Atlanta athlete group chat? I know there is one. You can sit up here and lie all you want to. Like, I know there's a group chat.
No, we ain't got no group chat. Nah. Because some of us speak different languages. Ronald Acuna speaks a certain different language, and
Google Translate, brother.
Yeah. I feel you, but nah, he's definitely going to be one of the guys that people know around the city for sure.
For sure. Just on like a larger note, but how important, you can talk from your own experience too, but how a city welcomes new draftees into, their kind of community of athletes or whatever. How do you try and do that with, you could talk about your experience with Mo and Kobe this year, but also just draftees just in general. I know you're super involved with the Dream about their recent picks, and obviously Michael Penix and all the Falcons draft picks, but the Hawks, like, as somebody who's like, I think it would be safe to say like the face of Atlanta, one of the faces of the Atlanta sports community. Like, how do you welcome guys and women to the city? And
I think that's the biggest way you can welcome any athlete or any player coming into the city is just supporting them, like letting them know you support them. Whether it's a tweet, text, or going to a game or anything like that. Like, I like to do at least 2 of the 3. Yeah. Like, I'll probably go to a game and go to a Falcons game, and so I think that's the biggest thing. And even for me, when I got drafted, it was just more about the feeling support from everybody here in the city, and I wasn't the only person who tweeted him or showed him love. So I know he got a lot of love from a lot of people. We got a lot of artists and celebrities in the city that embrace you too. So just feeling that support is what you can get
for
back.
sure. To wrap up the show, I definitely wanted to end with a few fan questions. KP asks, and I know we weren't going to get into this, but who do you guys have been winning it all this year?
Who do you guys have? Like I said, I don't think if the Celtics lose this year, I think that's just.
So the Celtics are your pick.
Yeah, I'll probably go with the Celtics. I mean, they're just the way their squad is and put together. You really have 8-9 starters on your team. Like, I mean, they got a good chance. And I think everybody in the league knows they're a championship or bust type team. So probably go with the Celtics.
I agree. Actually, I think it's the Celtics year this year. I think even though they had that little lapse in Game 2. Game 2 is when they lost. They lost at home, right? I think they had that little lapse in Game 2. I think, like you said, like they just got a really, really complete team.
Yeah, Jason got to take over.
Yeah. Iceman asked, if you were an NFL player specifically on the Falcons, what position would you play?
Man, I would say before this summer I'd be quarterback, but we got our quarterbacks now. I'd probably add to the receiver unit. Go line up next to Kyle and just be on the outside. Be like a Z.
Okay.
I'd be cold, man. I'd be all right. I'd be cold.
Okay. You got it. But last question I have is actually from our very own Timothy Young, man. His question is, how does it feel to know that your little brother is a better bucket than you are?
He that was from Timothy?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Repeat the question, because I don't think that was a real question.
How does it feel to know that your little brother is a better bucket than you are?
Man, I don't know. I don't feel that yet. I don't know that feeling you talking about. My little brother gonna have to see me though when I see him.
After the episode.
After this episode.
I lied. I actually have one more. From K-Pat. Who are your top favorite point guards to watch in the playoffs right now?
Right now, in no order, because people like getting mad in orders. I'm gonna say Shea.
Yep.
In here, Luka. Man, Luka and Kai, but both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, point guards. It's crazy. Oh, tripping. I mean, JB for sure. Brunson. JB been hooping. Who else? Man, I can't even think of no other point guard. James is coming back to life.
Yeah.
So this is the James I like to see.
I don't disagree with your 5. I think that's
the right 5.
I think that's the right 5. Man, that kind of wraps up another episode. Just again wanted to give a couple shout outs. Again, thank you Matt Payne and our Prairie Surf family for hosting us.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, super appreciative of you guys. Y'all see I got the new OU drip.
Look at
so
you.
Man,
What's that? The Travis collab?
Yes, Sirski.
Look. Jack.
Man, I was happy about this. Shout out to the president of OU, man, Joe Harris. Love you, man. This was a dope gift. I appreciate you. Happy birthday to my brother Kyle Kraus. Shout out to all the fans watching in. Shout out to our presenting sponsor Sprite. Make sure y'all obey that thirst. Ice, man.
Another one. See y'all soon. It's another episode of From the Point by your favorite point. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.